You're listening to REIA Radio, the nationally trusted name in real estate investing. We dig deep to discover investors' why in real estate. If you want to skip all the BS and get in investors' heads, you're in the right spot. Be one of the thousands to check out REIARadio.com.
I usually get asked quite a few questions. They're like, well, why do you do that? Why don't you just invest in the stock market? I'm like, well, I do, but I also invest in real estate. And personally, real estate's my favorite. You know, it's like you're not just buying a house, you're buying time, a lifestyle. Like, you know, ultimately it's coming down to getting to choose what you're doing every day. Like real estate allows a lot of flexibility and also it's appreciating over time. So you get those annual returns and then it's also appreciating. So
and you can use 90% leverage on it, which you can't in any other asset class, period.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Entrepreneur Addict.
If you feel like marketing changes every 5 minutes, you're not wrong. You're right. And that's why we built Entrepreneur Addict. We take the chaos out and give you one simple roadmap to follow. Video that converts, local search results that rank, and content that actually connects with people. And all of this brings real results. Get started now. Get the clarity instead of the overwhelm by going to entrepreneuraddict.com/REIA now.
Welcome to REIA Radio, episode 276 with Jasmine Greenwaldt.
Hi, guys.
Hey, so this is fun. I hear you've been resisting Ted's recruiting efforts and coming on the podcast
At least
for a
a
while
year now.
Yeah,
At least a year.
It's been a bit.
But now, since you now are no longer a podcast virgin, apparently, so you had you jumped on one earlier this year, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah, and now I did not know this until I started doing a little bit of research on you. I had no idea about your art background.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that. You apparently are kind of a big deal. Brag a little bit. I know you're shaking your head like you don't want to, but how'd you get into art originally?
Yeah, so I've been painting and drawing ever since I was a child. So when I was 5, I took a knack for art, and my parents kind of saw that I liked it so much. And so my sister ended up liking it as well. And over time, they actually put an art room in our house so we could make art, do all that kind of stuff. In high school, I started being in exhibitions, galleries, things like that. And I got my first big deal where I did murals throughout the Anoka Public Library.
Where's that?
It's in Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's what I did for my last summer after high school before college was paint murals. And then I went to college for business and art, because my intention was to be an art professor. And so I went to school for business and art.
Full ride scholarship, I noticed. Is that right?
My master's, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah. Undergrad wasn't full ride, but master's was. And then, I got my master's of art and painting. And I taught at Minnesota State University for a couple of years as well. And then
Did you go to some Vikings game while you were in that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Are,
of course.
are you from Minnesota originally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I grew up in Minnesota. I moved.
What part?
Anoka.
Okay.
So that's where.
Okay. Where's that
that's
around?
where- it's one of the northern suburbs of Minneapolis.
Okay.
So
Because we have family in Minneapolis,
yeah,
Pelican Lakes, and Detroit Lakes.
it's about 40 minutes north of Minneapolis.
Okay.
So the Anoka tornadoes.
Fun fact, my mom is taking my daughters to the Mall of America for the first time.
Really?
Right after Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
So they're pumped. They're like trying to save money. Now all of a sudden they're getting off their ass, now that it's December and saying, hey, what can I do around here for some extra money? I'm like, you could have been doing this all year long.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And there's no clothing tax at the Mall of America. Well,
Right.
in Minnesota in general. So
Ted can buy some of those fancy shirts.
Yeah. Well, I bought some signed jerseys there when I was in town a couple weeks ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I met Chris Carter and,
my gosh,
and got a signed jersey with him.
That's cool.
And then I go to pay for it afterwards, and and I'm like, no tax. I go, there's no clothing tax. I go, this is considered clothing?
Yeah.
My autographed jerseys
Nice.
I'm buying?
Nice.
Yeah. It's a win.
Yes, I was very happy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was my history in Minnesota. And then I moved here about almost 11 years ago. So,
Okay. Now, I did see some of your art, and it is really cool. What is what is your favorite thing to paint? Like, what do you have a style or a preference? Or
Yeah. So a lot of my work is kind of abstract expressionism, but I also do a lot of figurative work, but more abstracted. So I paint a lot of dancers, women, abstract landscapes, different things like that.
any nudes?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he would go
So
there.
for those of you men listening, we're
Not nudes of myself.
Yeah. Okay. No.
No.
But if you want to check out her art, I think we have a lot more people's attention now.
Oh gosh, yes. I in college I took life drawing, and that helped me learn the human body, and kind of really helped with my dancers too. So it helped because you watch their movement and you kind of see how muscles move and things like that. So it helps me add that fluidity and look of movement in a static picture. So
I used to photograph women that were trying to get into Maximum Playboy at one point, and so I'm sure that's the same type of thing. My photographer days.
it was men and women.
There we go.
So
I didn't photograph any men. Actually, no.
I don't know where this went off the rails, but we'll try and get it back on.
You brought off the rails.
Okay, so here. Okay, I do want to ask this. So I have in one of my only Airbnb units, I have a pretty cool wall. It's going to be it's a long-term furnished rental now.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Good.
Quit interrupting, Ted. And I commissioned a local artist to do a mural on that wall, and I had the idea of basically making it iconic Omaha things. So like Terrence Crawford, like a picture of a Husker football helmet, Union Pacific, Conagra, like, notable things about that, and kind of a cityscape behind it in black and white with some iridescent paint. Turned out amazing. And I basically just told him my idea, and then he had like in 2 days a sketch of like what his idea, was. And I'm like, oh my God, like make that. That's amazing. And he put it up on the wall. Now, my question on that is the very first mural that you painted, how do you scale it like that? Like, how do you get a visual so that it translates? Do you use like a projector?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes. So, rough sketch first, and then projected it onto the walls, because it was numerous walls throughout the library. And so we would draw, it was in the children's section, so it was like all whimsical. So it was fairies and dragons and castles and moats.
Cool.
And, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there were different scenes in each place. So one was more like Dr. Seuss inspired and things like that. But yes, you basically draw it out as just a sketch and then project it. And then I would paint over the top of the sketch that's projected.
Were you happy with how that turned out?
Yeah. I went back to visit. I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I went back to visit it. I was like, oh, that's cute. Because, it's just fun seeing something from when you were 18.
Yeah. That is so cool. I really wish I had that talent. Yeah. But it is, I realized how time intensive it is, right?
It is.
How long did it take you to do that project for the museum?
I worked on it for most of the summer.
Yeah.
So that was my summer job prior to college. And I would get there at like 8 a.m. and stay until mid-afternoon and then come back and do it again the next day.
Did it pay pretty good?
Yeah. I mean, at the time, I don't even remember what I got. It was $18 an hour when I was
they paid you hourly?
Yeah, it was hourly. I was like, I'm like, but it was my first job as an artist when I was a kid.
And a staple piece.
Yeah. And I wasn't even 18. I was 17 at the time. And so I was like, yeah, this is cool. And I get to come back and see it. And I didn't think it would still be there because it's been so long since I made the work, but it was. So, no, I mean, they did get a steal. But it's child labor. So,
Right. Now,
but $18 an hour, you gotta think.
Oh.
I mean, we're talking, what, 10 years ago?
No, like 16
years
ago.
I try. Yeah. And anyway,
16
I mean, if you think about that, inflation and everything,
yes.
I mean, you were getting paid pretty
decent
for that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it'd be different now, but
for sure.
A whole summer to make it.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, my friends didn't even get $10 an hour. So I was like, I'm winning.
Yeah.
And you get to do something you love.
Yeah, exactly.
And it goes in your portfolio. I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So Jasmine, not a starving artist. I like it. Now, you moved to Omaha 11 years ago-ish.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? How did you end up here? Were you chasing a boy?
No. My boy actually came with me.
Oh, okay. All right. How and why Omaha?
Yeah. So for real estate, actually, my teammate Kelly, she, at the time, she'd been trying to get me to come here for years. She's like, I know you love real estate. You love design. You love everything creative. You also love marketing. She's like, I think you'd be the perfect fit. You should seriously come here and sell real estate with me. And I was like, no. I shot her down for years.
Was she from Minnesota also?
Originally, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. And she had been selling. So she was a professional stager for about 10 years prior to selling real estate. And then she was selling real estate at that time for 10 years. And she was like, I think you should do it. And I literally for 2 years straight, I said, absolutely not. I'm going to be an art professor. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And finally, she's like, just come for one weekend and I'll quit bothering you. And I was like, okay, fine. So I drove down to Omaha for a long weekend, just like a Friday morning through Sunday night. And I loved it. I loved everything about real estate. I was like, and I had already worked on properties and things like that. So
Now, what did she do though to get you hooked? Like, was she taking you out to showings? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So going to showings, going to listing appointments, just seeing houses in the works. So like new construction builds and going over contracts and like negotiations. And I love negotiating. So yeah, just everything.
Not everybody says that.
Oh, I love it. I get a thrill out of it. So yeah. And then 2 weeks later I was living in Nebraska.
Wow, that fast?
Yeah. Cause it was during the summer. So it was the
peak
transition.
market.
Yeah, but it was the transition period where it's like, I either have to decide if I want to continue teaching for that next year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or I take the leap, and I did.
No. Okay. So you went to school, you had a lifelong love of the arts.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously were very good at painting in particular, became a professor at a college in Minnesota, kind of in your backyard. Why bail on that career? And I know you haven't completely because you're still doing it, but was that hard? I mean, or you just, were you burned out?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I still loved it, but I knew that if I never took this risk that I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, if I don't do this now, I never will. And I can always go back and teach art. So, I was like, I could teach art later on. I could go back in a year and start doing that again. But I knew if I didn't take the leap and kind of trust my gut that I probably would never get into, selling real estate. At least I probably always would have been investing in real estate. But
What was the family saying?
They thought you were crazy.
Oh, they were like, what are you doing?
2 weeks leaving.
Oh, yeah. I mean, packed up everything. And then Ben, my fiance, he came like just a few weeks after that. Luckily, he was able to transition where he was working. So it worked out really well.
But what did the parents say?
Oh, they honestly, my parents are very, very supportive of everything I do. And I think that's even why I got an art degree, because most parents are like, what are you thinking? You are smoking crack. Do not go into the arts. You will be poor and have a miserable life. But my parents were like, heck yeah, go for it. Like, do what you want to do. So I think they've just always been very encouraging. And I also think that they trust me just fully. So they know that I usually make pretty good decisions. And I am very decisive and I make decisions quickly. They have almost always worked out for the better. So I think it was just a lot of trust. So yeah, they were okay with it, but they thought it was a little crazy.
I mean, you mentioned the teaching. I mean, my wife's a teacher,
Yeah.
and she's like, and my kids are like, oh, maybe. And she's like, you are not going to be teachers. You do not want this life all the time. Like, but you get summers off. Not worth it.
Yeah, and I will say, college kids are a bit different than like children.
Yeah.
Because college kids chose to take your class. They specifically picked your class. So they at least want to be in your classroom instead of being forced to be there. And some of them did it just for like an easy elective too. So like the, Art 100 kids, they were in it just
check the box.
Yeah, to check the box. But then I actually ended up getting one, and she now is running a gallery in southern Minnesota. I have like many students that weren't going to be in the arts that are still practicing art and still keep in contact and will like send pictures of their artwork. So it's kind of cool and rewarding.
What do you think is more rewarding? Teaching, wrapping up a class and seeing things click for students?
Yeah.
Or finishing a big mural or an art piece that you were really into?
I haven't done murals in a long time, but I think they both are rewarding in a different sense. I will say like the self-satisfaction of making something so big and it being like on a public display, especially when I was so young, was probably one of the coolest things of my childhood, just because I can go back as an adult and see that. But I really liked having an impact on, young adults as well. So they both have their advantages. I guess. It's kind of hard to.
Now, you mentioned in passing there that, it sounded like while in Minnesota, you fixed some houses. You kind of mentioned that. It was one house.
Yes.
What was that? Was that a house of your own? Was that with your fiance?
It was. Yeah.
Okay.
So Ben is my fiance, and his parents lived in Mankato, Minnesota, and they bought this house. I mean, gosh, I don't even know, probably 35 years before that. And they had never renovated anything. So it was original. They raised 4 kids in a 3-bedroom ranch. So it was 6 people living in that house and just the same things in that house over time. And they finally moved and upgraded into their beautiful house that they're in now. But they were going to sell that house. And we knew that it needed a lot of work. They weren't willing to do it. And so we're like, we'll buy the house from you and then renovate it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did that. They sold it a little below market value, but not
The friends and family discount.
Yeah, like a 20% discount. So
It's a nice spot to be.
It was pretty nice, yeah. But they also knew it needed some work, and so they were willing to do that to help us out. And so we went and renovated the house and then placed tenants in it. And unfortunately, this was our first experience with renting, and we did not vet these tenants. It was a referral.
That's how every good story starts.
It was a referral from a friend. It was a friend of a friend. So we were like, oh, of course they're going to be great. Let's put them in it tomorrow. These people have to be wonderful because they're friends with our friends. They're not wonderful. They were horrible. The husband or the boyfriend ended up leaving his girlfriend. They had 2 children together under the age of 5, and the girlfriend could not afford the rent. So she, unbeknownst to us, moved in her family. So her brother, her parents, and her brother smoked constantly
In the house.
And so the whole house smelled of smoke. He also had a rage issue. So there were holes punched in all the doors, all the walls.
Every time I see those holes, I'm like, what was going? Like, what was happening in here? What was the story behind each hole?
Yes, and then we were wondering the same thing. I'm like, how does someone have this much rage in their heart? I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and then unfortunately she also, didn't pay attention to her kids in the bathtub at some point, and the bathtub was upstairs, and the kids are fine.
Okay, I didn't know where the story was going.
The kids are fine, but the house was not, because the bathtub was left turned on for who knows how long, and it flooded through the ceiling down into the entire basement. And we're lucky the floor didn't cave in, but
This sounds like your Airbnb, Ted.
yeah, so eventually we just had to You got a story?
No.
Let's hear it.
No.
But yeah, so eventually we got them out of the house and had to redo all of the work that we had just done. And so that was a big learning curve. And honestly, I think it was worth doing though, because now we know you vet everyone very thoroughly, and I might vet more thoroughly than anyone I know. So
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I had my very first rental property was a townhome that was my now wife and I. It was our first purchase, right? And it was in Willowwood on 120th and Blondo in Omaha here, and we rented it to someone. It was a terrible experience.
Yeah.
Almost, I was like, I do not want, because it was a side-by-side townhome type thing, and there was a noise issue.
Yeah.
This is worse than her salon.
She was threatening to sue the next door neighbor, who was like a 70-year-old lady that was a retired piano teacher, and we were just used to it.
Yeah.
You know, we could hear her playing piano, but they were like 5-year-old kids, so it was like terrible chopsticks and nothing good.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was a Creighton kid and all this, just not a good experience. But I do want to acknowledge something. Nothing pisses you off more than a house that you worked on yourself.
Oh, yes.
And then somebody comes in and messes it up.
Yes.
It's different when you hire. I mean, it still makes you mad, but like when it's your own blood, sweat, and tears you put into a place and you come back like less than a year later and it's trash.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I get
it's
so
awful.
mad.
It's awful. Well, and especially, we were young adults at the time. And so, we didn't have a lot of money. We were scrounging for everything to try to fix this too. And then at the end of that, we're like, okay, we're moving to Omaha. We're just selling this one and we're going to start over in Nebraska. But yeah, it sucks. You're completely spot on. When you do the work yourself, it makes it 10 times worse when something bad happens.
It's also with that first one.
Yes.
It's the one that you put your heart into, no matter if you worked on it or not. It's the big dream. It's the one you probably went too far on renovating.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the time you go, I'm like, well, let's make this place absolutely perfect. You touch up everything that you were neglecting while you lived there, if you did live in the house, and then somebody comes in and immediately messes it up.
That's why my house, I bought my grandmother's home, which is our childhood home, and we renovated that pretty extensively.
Yeah.
And And that one, like, I'm so anal when it comes to like people messing with that damn place. We had a party in there a couple weeks ago, and I was yelling at people through the cameras.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're like, get out.
Yes.
Just growling at them.
I was yes, and I'm sure it's all in video on those cameras too.
Oh, that's so funny.
I have a really, I won't tell it
They
right
turned
now.
off the internet, by the way, so I wouldn't have to yell at them anymore.
Nice. I have kind of a long story, but I'll tell it another time. But I had our second townhome that we lived in, our second place. We had somebody move into that as well, and it's a crazy story. But that really, after that one, I was like, I am never renting my own home again that I have lived in. You get a lot of people because that's their first rental. A lot of times they'll move out and they're like, well, should we keep it or sell it? And let's keep it. Yeah. And it's a rental, and this story happens over and over again. And then people are like, screw that, I'm never doing it again.
Yeah. Well, and it's sentimental because it's your first house. So you're just...
Yep.
You're more attached to it than you would be any other property.
Yes.
You're just like,
100%.
I love this house.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's your starting point. So yeah, I get that.
Okay. So your freshman year in real estate investing was you doing a DIY project on your own home, turned into a rental, sold it, moved to Omaha, and then jumped right into real estate.
Yep.
And Ben was a contractor at the time, or no?
So that was not his full-time job. He was a manager for Verizon Wireless. He managed a couple of the stores in Omaha, and that's why he was able to transfer so easily, because they're like, well, we need you here. Like, Omaha's a much bigger market, and so they're like, please move here and do that. So it worked out really well to have him do that. But yes, he was contracting as well. So I worked that man hard.
Yeah.
You're coming with. I don't know any other contractors.
I was like, come on, let's go. But luckily he doesn't put up too much of a fight.
Does he still help with that to this day?
Yeah, but a lot less.
Okay.
It's more supervising now, which he prefers. I mean, he'll still do some stuff. But
okay,
for the most part. But yeah, so we came here and we were living in Omaha, and then we decided to get back into investing again, obviously. And so we actually bought our first one after the Minnesota one. It was in Florida. So we didn't learn our lesson about buying out-of-state properties. We bought, another out-of-state property.
Where in Florida?
Southwest Florida. So in Fort Myers.
Okay.
And we still own that property. But Ben also renovated that whole property. So we sent him down to Florida.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious.
For how long? Like, how long was he gone?
A couple months.
What about work?
So this was crazy. So Ben, at the time, he was not enjoying his work. He was like, I hate this. It is stressing me out, and I need to find a different job. And I was like, well, how about this is your temporary job? And I was like, you quit and you go renovate this, and that can be your job for the time being until you figure out what you want to do. And then he goes and he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, like
it all bounces out, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so he went there and renovated the property. Turned out amazing. It was great. And he was like, oh yeah, it turned out well, but I want to be home. I'm like, okay, so we'll do one in Nebraska. And it got done. And then just a few months after that, Hurricane Ian came through.
Oh no.
And flooded the whole house.
Now, was this a house or was it a condo? Okay.
It's a house, yeah. Yep. So it's a house. It's like 10 minutes away from the beaches. And
is it an Airbnb for you guys?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you bought it for like a little vacation place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one was bought as like a vacation home because you only had to put 10% down. Mm-hmm. And at the time we locked it in at like a 3.2% interest rate, which was amazing. But yeah, we rent it out. We go and stay in that house. And then we bought another rental property just a few minutes away from that one as well. And so we didn't get scared off by the hurricane. However, Ben was very upset that he had to go and redo everything he just did. So,
wow.
So you didn't have to go back to work for a few more months after that then?
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't mind, maybe we could dig into like you and I had a conversation a while back about my wife and I go to Florida. We were going there probably 3-4 times a year. We were kicking around getting either a condo or a place down there with very specific parameters provided by my wife, and beachfront, all that.
Yeah.
But I never pulled the trigger, got kind of cold feet. Hurricanes kept happening. It seemed like more and more. Oh. And time just went on and never pulled the trigger. But I assume you were vacationing there and liked the area and said, let's have a place here instead of just renting a place every time we go, right?
Yeah.
And you found one. How did you get comfortable with a market that you didn't live in? What steps did you kind of take to to get some comfort with pulling the trigger on something like that?
So I have been going to Sanibel Island, which is right next to Florida, my entire life.
Okay.
Yes,
Family vacations.
Yes. So my grandparents had a house there, and we would go there with all of the extended family every single year. We did a big family trip, and then everyone would come sporadically throughout the year to visit as well. So we'd go see the grandparents, and then eventually over time, the parents and aunts and uncles started buying houses there as well.
Oh, cool.
But they didn't rent them. They were just their houses.
So you kind of had the Greenwaldt enclave down there. Nice.
Yeah. So they were all there. And then my sister moved there. So she went to college there and then moved there full time.
I mean, most people in Minnesota just have a cabin somewhere else in Minnesota, usually more north.
Yeah.
You get a place in Florida.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah. So I was extremely familiar though because of that. So my family is just all about Florida.
Yeah.
By the way, if you ever go to Minnesota during the fishing season, Minneapolis is like mass exodus, and you can't get out of the city because all the interstates are jam packed because everybody's going to their lake.
Ted is not joking.
It is rush. Huh. It's rush hour out of Minneapolis.
Yes,
it is. It's insane because everybody's going to their cabins.
And there are boats all over.
Just everywhere.
It's just boats on the highways, like just filing out. Yeah,
it's funny.
It is.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm learning a lot today. Okay, so did you know an agent or some agents down there, or you just jump? Okay,
yes. So I already knew a couple realtors there. So I'm now licensed in Florida, but at that time I wasn't. So I was licensed here in Nebraska, but I worked with that realtor on that first deal, and I was like, well, I'm going to buy more properties here, so why don't I just get my real estate license? Because I have so much family there. I have friends there. I know people all across the entire Gulf Coast and in Destin. And Miami as well. So I'm like, I know people all over Florida. Why would I not just also have my real estate license? I know the area super well. I mean, I literally know the streets as well as I know the streets here. So I went and got licensed, but I had a realtor help me buy that house. It was a gut job. So bought that house, renovated it, hurricane, renovated it again. And then the next year went and bought another one, renovated that one, then bought the next house the following year, another gut job. But
did you send him
I did
down
not.
there?
This time we hired contractors.
When you say gut job, are we talking like stud down?
The first one, yes.
Okay.
So it was bad. So there was like a 90-something-year-old man who was very nice, but he had lived in the house since it was built in 1970, and it had never been updated, and he should not have been living on his own. So he lived in that house, him and his dog, it was just him. And towards the end of his life, he was smoking a lot of drugs in there, drinking a lot. He didn't take his dog out to the bathroom.
I was going to say, that was my next question. I'm sure the dog didn't make it outside in time.
Why is that a thing?
He was not very mobile.
But it's so, I mean, you see it so much. If you're in property management, there's so many houses that have feces everywhere.
It was,
it just mind blows me.
Yeah. And it wasn't just on the floors. It was like on the walls and.
Ew.
Yeah. It was everywhere. And there was also like smoke residue on the walls and ceilings.
Oh, you take a picture down and there's a nice outline and yellow all the way around it.
Yeah. And I actually, the first one, I went there and helped Ben sometimes, but not the full time. But I learned how to scrape off popcorn ceilings.
Scrape scat from the walls.
Yeah, I was scraping off popcorn ceilings. We were ripping down cabinets. So I did a lot. And I already knew how to lay LVP flooring because our first house that we bought was, buy and a live-in flip essentially. And so I laid all of our flooring in our first house that we lived in. And so I knew how to do that. I refused to do it. So we hired that one out because I learned the first time how terrible it was. And I also learned I don't like doing the renovations myself. So I would rather just hire someone and not have to do that.
And tell them what to do.
Yes. I'm good at being bossy. Ben says that I'm bossy. I say I'm the boss.
At least you guys agree.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I know this world because investments that I've owned have been stud down renovations in a lot of the world. And he gives me a hard time about those ones that I was doing. But I felt like when I bought those, it was an empty canvas.
Yeah.
And I could go into it and know it needs everything.
Yeah.
And I could plan for everything. And if it didn't need everything, then I was winning. instead of expecting to need just a little bit and then, needing 10 things and lose my ass, right?
Yes.
So are you still looking for those type of investments? Are you scared from them now?
No.
And I mean, that's part of your business because some of those are like 6-month renovations, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
And you just budget accordingly.
Yep. Yeah. And I knew that going into this. So, I mean, we factored in a lot for the renovations. We factored in $80,000 for renovations, and it was pretty darn close to that.
Yeah.
So, at least our estimating was pretty darn accurate. So that was good. But, we put in the $80,000 and then the house was worth like another $150,000 above that. So it was well worth doing. We did it again with the next one, same thing. And I've never bought a property that was turnkey just because
those are boring.
They are boring.
Yeah.
And I really like designing things. So
you do the whole layout and design. That's your part of the business.
I pick all the finishes, all like for the short-term rentals, all the decor, everything like that. So I stage them. I stage for my real estate clients as well. So I already had so much experience with staging that I was like, this is so easy for me to go and furnish a home. I can pick out furnishings and, all of the finishes very quickly. Like I look at something, I'm like, yes, no, yes, no, yes,
I know that you predominantly do like high-end homes in your real estate business, but are you guys also finding properties that you're renovating and then listing those as flips?
So we haven't recently. So we've been doing more BRRRRs recently, but yes. So we have.
So BRRRRs still work right now is what you're saying?
They do. They're harder to come by, but they do work.
How are you finding them?
Just really crappy properties, homes that need a lot of work. I mean,
are these in Omaha or Florida or
both.
where? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not afraid of properties that need a new roof, new windows, new furnace. Like that's fine. We'll just take care of it. But those are the ones that you can really get the margin on still, because it's the ones that are the easy cosmetic ones. They're I feel like a lot harder to BRRRR right now because they're priced too high to really pull that money back out. And the ones in Florida, I've been okay with not having a full BRRRR. Like if I leave some money in, that's okay because they're short-term rentals there. And I mean, they make that money back.
You'll make your ROI on the money left in the BRRRR and cash flow.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what is it like? Okay, so I know you kind of exiled your fiance to Florida to fix your first one.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what is it like? And for those of you listening out there, I've considered doing this long distance, and I've always been a little bit intimidated about being able to trust a contractor to do what they say they're going to do and what I hired them for and all that. What was it like? Maybe talk us through the process of when you're hiring somebody you don't know, like, and trust. What do you do? How do you do that in a place halfway across the country?
Well, do you want to hear another horror story?
Yes, please.
Okay, so
everybody loves to hear those, by the way. That's radio gold right there.
Yeah. So living afar, we did have contractors. So prior to the hurricane, we had contractors that we knew and trust because I know so many people there. So I already know tons of contractors, people, things like that. However, when Hurricane Ian happened, we did not have access to the typical contractors because they're already tied up with everything. So we had a contractor actually that was an Omaha contractor that was going to go down, and I've done lots of business with this contractor. Actually, we've talked about this contractor before at your caffeine and cap rates.
Caffeine and crap rates?
Crap rates.
Hey, wow.
Yeah, they're crappy rates.
You should rename.
Yeah.
That's great.
It is the best name ever.
For those of you wondering what she's talking about, I run a coffee meetup called Caffeine and Cap Rates on every Thursday, and that's how I met Jasmine originally.
Rates.
Yeah, Caffeine and Crap Rates.
Oh, you didn't know
apparently.
each other before then?
No, I've never met.
No. Yeah. So we met there.
Okay. Back to your.
Can we do edit of your name for the next couple of events just called the Crap Rates because it's so right.
God. I can feel how red my face is.
Oh, but we had a quarter point drop today.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So go ahead with your horror story.
Okay. So we hired a contractor that I had used for years in Omaha to go down there during the hurricane because everyone else is tied up. And I was like, well, I can just ship them down there and have them do the work. I'm like, the house is still kind of livable. Like all the plumbing worked, the kitchen still worked. Everything was working. It's just, it flooded. So you had to cut out the drywall, cut out,
get rid of the
flooring.
Yep.
Exactly. I was like, stay in this house while it's under renovations. So you guys can, whatever. And they said, yes, we signed a contract, gave them $12,000 up front for materials. When they got there, I was like, I'll send you more in draws, throughout it, which is our normal process, but $12,000 up front. Guy runs off, and I kept calling him. I was like, hey, why aren't you there? Like, send me update photos. Like, I need progress photos. Like, you said you were going to be there. And I was like, our house is getting worse by the day because there's water inside. Mold. Exactly. Yep. I mean, we're in Florida. We're in swampland.
Yeah.
So there's so much moisture. I'm like, this needs to be ripped out immediately. And he was like, oh yeah, they're going. Like, I just had to get the guy off this crew and then they're going to go there. I was like, okay. And then he lied to me and was like, yeah, they're there. They're working on it. They're getting stuff done. And so we had someone go check on the property. Nothing had been done. They hadn't started. They weren't even there.
It sounds like a Megan Ahern story.
Yeah. It's terrible. And then all of a sudden I found out that this contractor that I had worked with for years and had always had great experiences with got back into drinking.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This happens so often.
Yeah. So often.
And ran off with the $12,000, never to be seen again. And then started apologizing and was like, I'm sorry. Like whatever.
Go work for free. Get it done.
Prove it. I was like, then go.
Yeah.
Then go there. And just nothing. And so I took it as a loss. I was like, I probably could have gone after him. I didn't, which, but I was like, get your life back on track. I called his wife and I was like, this is what happened. Like,
we could just do an episode on contractor stories. I mean, and it would be so good. I'm gonna just we'll just zoom in everybody telling their contractor story.
I mean,
I got three.
Do you?
three
That's
really
fair.
good ones.
I feel like anyone that's been investing in real estate, eventually you will have one. But that was beside the point. We waited a couple weeks. He didn't show up. And so we did get someone to go there, Ben. I was like,
oh, Ben.
I was like, well, you're going back.
Ben is listening to this right now, and he is cracking up in his car as he listens to us and crying.
Yeah, he's like, I hate you. Love of my life, you are the worst.
Okay, so you called in.
I was like, well, I can trust you. Get.
So he went back down there, redid everything that he had already done, right?
He sure did.
Yeah.
He sure did. And then after that, we did find a contractor that we trusted. They had plenty of good reviews, and that is who did the next property. It went very well. We did not have any issues. We did the draw system that I typically will do, and they did not run off with $12,000. So
I got a question for you and I see this a lot, and I've seen it go both ways, but being the fact that you guys are not married yet and you guys are doing properties together, how do you guys handle that business side of the relationship prior to the marriage? I mean, do you guys treat it like a business partnership where you're 50-50 and LLC or like? So
we do. So we have one LLC between us. Mm-hmm. So the properties that Ben has worked on, it's 50-50 ownership. So the way we do it is like, I will back the money, he'll do the labor, and then we took 50-50 ownership that way. Yep. So that first property, that's how we did it. I do own some on my own and then some with Ben. So we have different LLCs for that. So it's pretty easy. I mean, Ben and I, we've been together for...
You're like Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
A very, very, very long time, like 12 years. We've been engaged for half of it. So, I mean, I don't think either one of us is going anywhere.
I'm not trying to go there. I just want to know how you guys handle that. How, as a business. Because you're business partners.
We are, yes. So once he has involvement, and then it's 50-50. So once he does not want involvement, and because Ben doesn't always want involvement, then it's not. But he primarily manages them. So he does get paid for the management portion of the ones that he doesn't want to work on.
What's his full-time job?
It's real estate. So we both are.
That's what he does now full-time. He's an agent too?
No, he's not. So he does like miscellaneous contracting, job site.
So he did go down this road.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
He did.
So you're head on when he said that he's actually just overseeing now. Does he have crews under him then?
Yeah, he does. So,
and then and he's doing his own side work on top of this?
Yeah.
And then is he working on investment properties? Is he available for hire?
Yeah. We're getting to the real meat of the story here with Ted. Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Okay. So what does it look like now? Now, actually, let me rephrase. You bought your first one, bought your second one. Did you go into these? And can you timestamp this? When was the first one purchased in Florida?
Yeah. So the first one in Florida was 2020.
Okay.
So after that first Minnesota property, we waited a couple years.
Yep.
And then
let the wounds heal.
Yeah. Well, we did, the live-in flip. So like a house hack. So we did that and then used the funds that we made off of that one and bought the next house that we're in, and then went and got one in 2020 in Florida. And then the next one was 1 year after that in Florida. So those are both short-term rentals. We still have both of them and they're great. I love them. I want more in Florida. So that's currently my active search, is finding another short-term rental property in Florida.
But everybody talks about the mass exodus in Florida.
Yeah. It's a great time to buy.
It is. Okay. And obviously the taxes and insurance you're figuring in there. You're not worried about that.
No. So people are always so concerned about the flood insurance.
Me.
I
am. Yes.
Yeah. And which I understand that. I totally do. But I look at our property taxes in Nebraska, and the exact same house that you would get in Nebraska with property taxes alone are as much as adding your flood insurance to their property taxes, because their property taxes are so low. Like you save so much money on your property taxes that it's basically a wash adding that flood insurance in.
Okay, here's kind of what goes through my mind in Omaha. Most of my stuff is in and around like Omaha, Council Bluffs, Branson, Midwest area. We are known for getting horrible spring weather and summer weather and fall and winter weather. Pretty much all year round is not great.
Yeah.
But there's massive hailstorms that come through here on the regular.
Yes.
And usually what happens is Bill Ranby, a local well-known weatherman, gets on the news and he rolls up his sleeves, and I start pacing around the living room. So I'm just like, how many properties is this going to affect? Like, what is my next 3 months going to look like with all the roof repair, siding repair, all that?
Yeah.
What happens when there's a hurricane that is coming? You have more of a, there's usually a few days that you have notice on.
You do.
That's a tropical storm developing that's going to strengthen. Are you freaking out?
No, unless they say it's going to be a Cat 5. I don't worry too much.
How does the payout work with, so you have flood insurance and you have hazard insurance and a storm rolls through. What are you out of pocket? So this house that Hurricane Ian rolled through, and it caused, how much damage was it? Like, what was, when you add it all up?
It was
50 more?
No, more.
More?
Yeah. It was probably like $85,000.
Holy crap.
In damages.
Yeah.
But we also had to replace our furniture because that flooded too.
Okay. So the furnishings,
not just the house, but it's the furnishings, anything that was on the floor. So, we had to replace all that. But insurance, honestly, it was pretty darn easy. Insurance covered all of it. So
you were with a high deductible, right?
Yeah, but we were able to do it. So we were able to do the renovation.
So you could GC it yourself and be able to recoup the deductible.
Yes.
Out of pocket.
Fully.
I was talking to Jerry Schlickman about this because they moved out because of the amount of hurricanes they had.
Yeah.
And I think they got hit by 3 in the last 4 years on their property in St. Pete.
Yeah.
And their property is the highest point in their neighborhood. So they were the only house not to get flooded.
Yeah.
But I think that they said that they were between 40 and 45,000 in damages between each one, mainly on their like infinity pool and all the equipment outside.
Yep.
But their deductible was 50,000.
Oh, okay. Ours is not. Ours was like a $10,000 deductible.
Okay.
At the time, it's gone up a little since then, but I mean.
But they're like we're $150,000 out in damages now on this property, and and I think they bought it for like $1.5 million. Okay. And I think they put $1.5 million into it.
Yeah.
And I think, if I remember right, don't quote me on these numbers, but I thought it was right around $4 million that they had an evaluation at one point.
Okay.
But they said now that their whole neighborhood flooded, that their evaluation came back at like 2.1 or 2.4.
Well, it's not just because of the flooding; it's because Florida's in a down market right now.
Yeah,
all of Florida,
and that's why it's such a great.
That's why
market.
It's a great time to buy. Yeah. Is because anyone that's selling right now is because they have to sell. Typically,
you're in your specific market. I'm showing a 12.1 year over year drop. And you're at 68 days on market right now in that market. Is that correct?
Yeah, it actually might be a little bit even higher than that now. Yeah. But and if you're not pricing your house competitively right now, it's going to sit for a while. So like in Florida, there's just a ton of opportunity at the moment because, this is pretty typical with Florida. So Florida is a market that goes high, low, but over time it keeps going up, but it does have dips. So like when Florida hits that dip, that's when you buy. You don't want to hit when it's at that peak because it will eventually go back up again. We see this consistently. This is pretty standard with Florida. So, however, the hurricanes are picking up. So if you do buy a property, just make sure that you are aware of if it has flood insurance, how much that costs, what your deductible is. But I mean, for us, one of our properties is right on, you guys probably don't know what this is, but the Caloosahatchee River is a giant saltwater river that connects to the Gulf of Mexico. So it just opens right up to it. It's huge. It looks like the ocean, but our property is right on that. So that's why our flooding was so bad, is because of that water, but also because of that water, you get to charge higher rates, more of a premium. You know, it has a lake behind it. Mm-hmm. So there's pros and cons to both. We took the renovation. It took a couple months after that. During that time, insurance does cover loss of use too. So it won't cover your full amount in rent from, your short-term rentals, but it will cover part of that and like the loss of use. So you do get some of that money back. It's not like you're paying for that mortgage during that time and not having any money come out of that as well.
What's the value of that property that you're talking about in Myers?
That one's probably about $625 right now.
And what are you making on that in Airbnb a year?
So that one gross, it depends on the year. It's been fluctuating a bit, anywhere from like $100,000 to $125,000 a year. And then obviously we have expenses off of that. So it's not.
Do you guys offer a lot of amenities in there too? Like things that you could pay extra for?
We don't charge extra. We just include them.
Okay.
But we probably could charge extra for things. But yeah, I mean, we've got, because there's a lake behind it, so you can catch, snapper and trout. And so we've got fishing rods, we've got bicycles, we've got coolers, beach chairs, umbrellas, like all the things you kind of need for a vacation. And then we also have a separate third stall garage that's pretty darn big, and that's just our garage. So it's completely closed off from the rest of the garage. So we keep all of our personal stuff in there. So I
never really thought about it, but I was talking to a buddy who has a place in Houston.
Yeah.
And you open up the garage and everything's got a lock on it. And it could be everything from your lake playing stuff, your electric vehicle, electric toys, and everything you pay an extra fee to unlock it.
Yeah.
And I mean, there had to been like probably 40 locks in there, all the extra stuff. And I mean, we're talking like really nice things.
Interesting.
Canoeing.
Yeah.
It was all in there. And I'm like, I've never even thought about all that.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. He goes, that, he goes, is where all the money is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not, my Airbnbs are here in town, so I don't have a vacation market, so I don't have those opportunities.
Yeah. Unlock this snow shovel. Unlock these hip waders for when it floods.
Well, I'm downtown, so I could do electric scooters or things like that, but that'd be about it, right?
I mean, you could probably come up with something.
I'm gonna put a pickleball court in, I think, next.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, so that'd be the next add-on.
You can tell Ted's approaching 50.
I've never pickleballed in my life.
I actually love pickleball.
Okay, hey, no judgment.
I've never
started early. I haven't either. I have paddles.
Do you? You guys can come play with me.
My good friend just put one in at his house.
Really?
Yeah, Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, he has this huge car garage. It fits hundreds of cars, and he built one inside there. It's right next to my Mustang, so I hope it doesn't get hit.
Oh gosh. Hopefully, it has like a net right next to it. I mean, it's just a wiffle ball, so you're probably fine.
Okay, so how many properties do you have in Southwest Florida now?
So we just own 2 of them. We do help manage an additional one for family. And then we have some rentals here in Omaha as well.
Yeah. And the thing I was going to ask you about next was management. Are you self-managing the couple that you have there?
We are.
Okay.
Yep. So we have this app.
You said that so reserved.
It sucked for a while. It took a lot of time, but I downloaded this. It's called Hospitable.
Yep.
And it's geared
Very
towards,
familiar with that.
Yeah. So it's geared towards short rental, and it has AI integration. So like it will respond for us.
Is everything you do short term?
No, short term and long term. Okay. So yeah, we've got like a 4-plex here, and then a couple other houses in Omaha that are rented. All of them have been burrs and renovations. So, but the short term rentals though in Florida, we do manage. We use Hospitable, and it's made our life. I mean, it's so easy.
Just don't use Boostly. So stick with Hospitable.
No, I love Hospitable. It's great. I mean, it's really great, and it. Actually, since having Hospitable, it has made me want to get even more properties there and just have that help run it, because I don't even need to hire a property manager if I have that, because it's such minimal work at this point because of that. So, I mean, you look at it once a day, you're like, oh, yep, looks good. Everything's taken care of. I also have Turno.
I love Turno.
Oh, me too.
Love Turno. It's your cleaning app.
Yes.
If you guys don't know what it is, I have somebody buying my 5-unit right now, and I'm like, this is the must.
It is so great.
Yes.
I don't even have to schedule anything with the cleaners. It takes care of all of that. You can pay straight through it. It handles everything. So Our cleaners.
Inventory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your
And-
checklists.
Yeah.
Pictures when they're cleaning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What does that cost a month?
It depends how many units you have. And I think
it's always unit size. Always comes back.
So for my lot, when I had 7 units, I think it was like 80 something bucks a month. And then I pay a transaction fee.
Okay.
But it is game changing for
it's so nice.
Even if you got one, if you have 1 unit and you're listening to this, get it because it's free.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's free
for 1 unit.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
That's the hook.
Ah.
But they get you on the credit card transactions.
Yeah.
Or so that's
what,
it.
like $5 extra per.
I don't even think it's that much, but yeah. But it's game changing for your business.
It is so nice.
The other, don't do owner res.
I don't.
Owner res. I had owner res. I went through hours of training on it.
Yeah.
And it was too complicated.
Really?
It does more shit than I could even comprehend.
Yeah.
But I'm not very smart, so I just could not get that figured out. And I gave it like 6 months. It was so bad.
Ted has literally tried every possible add-on to Airbnb out there.
I want to streamline.
Yes. Well, and we did too. I mean, and I actually, so I love ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT a lot, but I told ChatGPT, I was like, make my life easy. I'm like,
if you would have said, by the way, if you would have said that like 6-9 months ago, you would have got chastised by this guy because now he's all over it.
Ted, I've evolved, man.
Yeah.
But seriously, I was like,
the old guys need to it takes a while to adapt. So.
It's okay.
Yeah.
In time. My Spotify said that I was 67. So
hey, listen, I was all in on Napster and then it went away. So I am of the Gen X generation. We like to see how things are going to sit, if it's going to be a lasting thing. And now that I see it, it is.
Just so you know, my wife was the one that had FBI show to her house for Napster.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and then they had so FBI showed up to the house because of her Napster account, and then her parents had to pay all the fines.
No way.
No way.
Dead serious.
Shut up.
I swear.
Wait, did they like pull guns?
I don't know, but I have to find out.
Napster. That was, dude. I used to have CD burning parties at my. That's how old I am.
Yeah, like I was in Kearney in
I had
college
like
at that time, and we did the same shit.
I had I think it was a 900 megahertz hard drive or something like that. It was like the fastest thing. I worked at Compact Computers at the time, so I got like the huge employee discount. I got that thing, and it had a CD-ROM, and it could burn CDs. And I had downloaded probably, hopefully the FBI is not listening to this. Statute of limitations. I'm invoking
you're
it.
fine. Yeah.
But like thousands and thousands.
He has a choice.
Like I would just get on there and highlight everything and just hit download, and then I would go to work, and I'd come back and I'd be like, sweet, I have like 200 songs.
Yeah.
And Napster.
Did you break your computer doing that?
The hard drive filled up very quickly, but I just erased it and refreshed and everything.
Is there anything else?
Napster
Else illegal you want to talk about? You want to
it's been enough time. This is 25 years ago.
Self-evoke before you talk about it.
To be fair, Ted, I think we all did it.
Yeah, Napster. R.I.P. Okay, so wrapping up with the chapter in Florida, you bought some stuff in Omaha. You mentioned a fourplex, some other houses.
Families,
and those are long-term, short-term, mix both? Long-term.
Yeah. So everything in Omaha is long-term at the moment.
Is that because you're not getting as much, the juice isn't worth the squeeze of doing all the work to make it a short-term?
Yeah. I mean, the short-term rentals in Florida are just so much more lucrative than what I've seen from short-term rentals in Omaha. Unless, if you buy a house with a pool here, sometimes that can...
There aren't all that many of them, I don't think.
No. And there aren't that many affordable ones. And then also... a lot of them have older pools, and older pools cost money.
Trust me, I know. I got one of those houses right now.
Yeah, we have a couple pools in Florida, and we had this past month. We have had a pool pump, a pool heater, a water heater, 2 pool leaks, and an HVAC all go out at the same time.
Man!
Hey, my own house.
It's right in the busy season too, right?
Pool heater, saltinator, 2 leaks, and pool deck started. Going down, and we had a flood go through the backyard, and the retaining wall that holds the backside of the pool started to go sideways.
Oh my god!
And so I feel you on the whole pool shit.
Brutal. I mean, pools are a money suck, but they also bring in the money. So
there's a guy Austin that I think we've had him on the podcast. He only buys Airbnbs in Omaha that have pools. And I think he has 6 or 7 of them now.
Okay. Yeah.
And it has become his personal gold mine, and that's their only portfolio. And they have very, very nice homes.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of being his agent before on one of their 2.
Oh, that's great.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's true though. People will look for a pool or a hot tub or some kind of amenity.
Yeah, you apply that filter and the search results go down drastically.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. If you can find something that's niche, it will just catapult your listing. I mean,
when you are working, but I want to wrap up here soon, but when you are working as a realtor and you're like, hey, I do these high-end homes, and then they find out that you're an investor.
Yeah.
Like, how does that conversation usually go? And then, or if you're working with an investor, do you work with many investor clients too?
Yeah.
And investor clients, and they see what you, I mean, that's two different worlds.
Oh, it is.
And it's really hard to merge those worlds together as a realtor. I've actually never met a realtor in my life that does high-end sales, but also has an investment background, just to be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Usually you get niched into one of those and it's very unique.
Yeah. I've actually gotten some of my high-end clients to start being investors because they see what I've done. And so it is kind of fun to blend the two worlds, because I do have strictly investor clients, strictly high-end clients, and then I have some that are kind of in the middle. So it's kind of fun, when they find out about it, they ask me, I usually get asked quite a few questions. They're like, well, why do you do that? Why don't you just invest in the stock market? I'm like, well, I do, but I also invest in real estate. And personally, real estate's my favorite. It's like, you're not just buying a house, you're buying time, a lifestyle. Like, ultimately it's coming down to getting to choose what you're doing every day. Like, real estate allows a lot of flexibility, and also it's appreciating over time. So you get those annual returns, and then it's also appreciating. So it's
and you can use 90% leverage on it, which you can't in any other asset class, period.
Yeah.
So, I love those debates when people in stock market bros are like, oh, rental returns are terrible. You're going to get 6% cash on cash over here. Look at the S&P 500. Just put money in there. And I'm like, tax benefits, leverage, I will crush you.
100%. I'm like, tell me you can do a cost segregation study on the stock market, because you can't.
No, you can't. Everything is taxed at regular income rates.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean.
Also, if you're, to finish that up, as a realtor, we don't have retirement plans. Yeah. And I always, every time I talk to a realtor, and they're like,
I have one,
but you know what I mean? But it generally, you have to create your own retirement plan, and investments are your retirement plan in a lot of ways. And these are leads that not everybody gets. You gotta leverage your real estate license to be able to do this, because otherwise you're just going to be working your whole entire life with nothing to show for it besides the cash that you get that month.
For sure.
And,
you're spot on.
And if one change in the market or politics happens, then all of a sudden your real estate business drops, but maybe your other business has an opportunity to grow. Yeah. And you got to keep that in mind. I mean, I love to hear about that. I mean, I will back that up too, because I've only sold one 7-figure home in my life. Yeah. And that was to one of my investment clients that I was working with. And then I'm like, I don't do this at home. So I remember saying that. It's like, I don't know this industry. It's like, but you know what to look for, you're the first person to tell me no. Yeah. Because it has foundation issues or need the renovations, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And I will, to add on to what you're saying, I will say those clients that are the high-end clients, they're already investors. Just most of them aren't investing in real estate. I mean, some are, but they all invest. I mean, how do you think they got that kind of money? Yeah. I mean, it's not just from your day job. They're putting their money to work. And I'm like, why not put your money to work in another way that can also provide you tax benefits?
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Okay. Speaking of people failing and they're investing, we have a section that we call Failing Forward, where we talk about something that happened in your life or business, didn't go according to plan. We've already talked about a couple.
I think I told you a lot of them, actually.
Yeah. Hopefully you have one left in the hopper here that maybe we might be able to dig into.
One more failure.
Where's a learning lesson you would never, would never take away? A
learning lesson I would never take away. I say the biggest one was putting too much trust in contractors. Yes. I mean, I have done that repeatedly. It's just you put so much faith in this contractor just because you have experience with them. But it doesn't mean that experience, things can change. So don't always go blindly into a relationship. I mean, in business in general, you shouldn't go blindly into a relationship. You should have protections in place. You should have, no matter who the person is, I don't care who it is, you guys should both be protecting yourselves and each other in every point of the business. So I think I've just learned a lot from that, and how to structure things, how to navigate that, because I have put too much trust in people in the past.
I tell you what, I can tell you right now that every single failure I've had in my real estate business has only been because of the contractor side of the business. I haven't done the scale that you've done, but I could say that number, if you think about not just the money lost, but the opportunity lost or having to sell investments to fix the other issues is well into the 7 figures at this point.
We've all done it. I mean, everybody has. And here's the thing about that, though. It's like, let's say it's a product, not a person, right? Yeah. So you're going to make an investment in buying a product. Let's say it's an iPhone. Yeah. I'm a Samsung guy, so I'm going to use iPhone as an example. You do all the reviews, you get, it's, hey, everybody says this is a great product, and then you buy it, and it works great for a couple of months. And then all of a sudden it doesn't, and there's problems with it. And does that mean that you did a bad job vetting it? No. It just means that something changed within the, software or the hardware of that thing that you bought that made it not work right, or according to how you were anticipating. It's the same thing with people, and people are highly variable. And like you said, somebody could have a pristine track record, and then all of a sudden they fall off the wagon. Maybe they've been a recovering alcoholic, and they've been on the wagon for, I always forget, is it off the wagon or on the wagon? On the wagon means you're not drinking, right? Okay. So you're on the wagon for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, something happens. It's nothing on you. So I guess the message here too is like, you can't be too hard on yourself for trusting someone. You don't want to be a cynical, old person that's get off my lawn and all that.
Trust
like
but
me.
Verify.
Yeah.
My biggest loss was this year, and I'm not going to get into the details of it for time's sake, but I tested them on multiple properties before we were partners. I did the background checks. I wrote the contracts in my favor to save my ass. Yeah. And there was nothing more I think I could have done on that besides getting out faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hire slow, fire fast. Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of fast, we have one last section here that we call the OT with Owen and Ted, where we have 5 questions for you. You ready for these?
Let's go.
We give you a little sneak peek into what these are, and I think one of them you were kind of thinking about there for a little bit. So we're gonna see how well that came together.
The cringe right
now. One old fashioned in. We'll see how that helped your research. Okay. Yeah. Now this is a softball for you, since apparently you got one in the hopper, and apparently this is going to be the announcement to the world.
Oh gosh.
She did not want to do this, and we may have to radio edit this out after she leaves and thinks about what horrible people Ted and Aiden are. Okay. First question for you. If you're going to write a book, apparently you did. What is it going to be about? What's the title? Give us the details. What genre? All the stuff.
So I've talked about this for quite a while, about wanting to write a children's book. So I did, and it's called.
Oh, I like it. Okay, so it marries your love of art and the art of dance.
It was actually inspired by my paintings.
Oh.
Maybe we shouldn't say the name. I haven't published it yet. This is very new. You're the first to hear this.
Yes.
Yeah, so
love it.
First people to hear about it. But yes, I did write a book. It's about all the things that you can do and all the things that you can be. And there's no limitations on that. It's what you choose, and your life is yours, and you should go for everything. So,
do you want me to test market it with my daughter? I'll
sure.
A little focus group. Yeah. If you want to send it to me on the phone, I'll read it to her, and then I can tell you how she reacts.
Well, I've thought about printing off some of the books and giving them to my friends to read to their kids at bedtime, so you could be one of them.
There we go. Let me know. Awesome.
Just to see. So before I go and make it a thing.
We're still at the age we read bedtime books every night. So,
yeah.
I do want to kind of give homage to your parents, because it seems like you gave them a lot of credit for how they raised you and gave you more or less, like they said, you have free will, go out and make good decisions, and they trusted your choices, and that led to you kind of giving. I mean, I'm putting my stuff on you, but it seems like that's almost a little bit of a nod to your parents and how they raised you, right? So you said you can be anything you want to be, and it sounds like that's what the book's about.
It is.
Okay.
Yes, you're spot on.
Okay, perfect.
Your mom will be proud.
Ted, follow that up.
Follow that up. It's your podcast. You can interview anyone in the world today. Doesn't have to be real estate or business related, but who is it? And if you could ask one question, what would you ask them?
Yeah. Okay. So it's not going to be anyone that you would think it would be. It's actually my grandpa that I never met. So he died before my mother even was with my father. He died when my dad was 21. But he was an Air Force pilot. I've heard so many cool things. And he kind of shaped my dad into who he was. And so my dad has always talked very highly of him and said a lot of stories. And so I think I just like to sit down with him and ask him to tell me about his life. And
I love that. That's a great answer. Yeah. We've had all different kinds on here.
So I got to live that experience out because I actually recruited Owen to interview my grandmother. Really? A couple years ago. And so we interviewed her for almost, 3 hours?
She was a trooper, man.
Really?
Yeah, we were all getting tired near the end of it because it was such a great story.
That way we could
really cool.
have a story to pass on.
I'm honored to be a part of that.
And I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And we always said if somebody...
Because I asked her the questions that family isn't going to ask her.
That is me with my fiance's parents. So he's Asian. And if you don't know, like a lot of Asian families are very tight-lipped. They don't share things. They don't talk about feelings or personal things. And I am not like that. So I came in the picture and I asked them all the questions. I'm like, tell me about your childhood. Tell me about your life, all this stuff. So I found out all this stuff about their history that the kids never knew about their parents. And I mean, it's not recorded, but maybe it should be. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And I found out like all these amazing stories, like Ben's dad, literally, he moved here from Vietnam during the Vietnam War, and he paid to move every member of the family over here. So he was working double time, double jobs, and slowly got every single person to come here because he made friends with a U.S. soldier during the war, and they were like, come here and we will give you work. And he did that. And so and the kids never knew that. Like, they had no idea.
Did your husband know that?
No, he had no idea. No idea. None. Yeah. And I went and I was like, your parents are pretty freaking cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So, and you just have to talk to people. It's like, you chat with people and you find out so much.
Mm-hmm. And if you're listening and you got a grandparent that you would like Owen and I to talk to, just so you know, if you guys cover our production costs, we are open to those conversations. Yep. We had a lot of fun with that. We've been putting out that for a while.
I love that. That's really cool.
We had a spin-off idea with that. We were going to call it Time Capsule and like be kind of the gift to families so they can hear about their heritage and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of heritage, you're about to be in the ground. We're at your funeral.
He's never started like that before.
Somebody's going to be delivering your eulogy or giving homage to your life. Now, who do you think it's going to be, and what legacy are you hoping to leave behind?
Okay. Well, I know off the bat who it's going to be. My little sister, Jewel.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So she will be giving my eulogy, and she better damn well make it funny.
Those are the best.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I want jokes. I want a party. I want no black to be worn. I like everyone.
This sounds like mine, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, this is a celebration of who I was. Rest in peace. But yes, it will be my little sister. And I think my legacy would be, I want to know that I made a good impact in people's lives. So I did things for the better.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to keep it light. I want to have fun. I want to have a party.
Yeah.
I want every one of my best friends to come up and say something. Probably I'd be too embarrassed if I was there.
Oh, 100%. I was like, I want all the embarrassing stories. I want every little bit of dirt on me to be shared. Yeah.
Music videos played on the screens. If you give a shout out to the person that's had the biggest impact on your life.
Yeah.
If you could speak to them directly right now, what would you say and who is it?
Well, if you haven't noticed a theme, I am very close with my family. Mm-hmm. So it would be my mom. My mother is a huge impact in my life, and my mom also paints, but she hasn't painted since before I was born, and I don't know why, but because she is amazing. That's who I get my artistic talent from. But I would say, my mom was always insanely encouraging and trusting, and just for an example, like this is the trust that my parents put in me. So when I was in high school, me and my best friend, sorry, Brenna, I'm calling you out right now, but we snuck out of the house a lot. And one time we snuck out of her parents' house. The very first time, we always snuck out of my parents' house, but we snuck out of her parents' house. And we left the window open and her cat got out, and the cat was meowing outside the door in the morning. And so the parents figured out that we had left in the middle of the night.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. And so her parents found out. They were so mad at us.
It's always the little details that trip you up.
I know. But they grounded her for 2 months and took everything out of her room besides her bed. And then they told me, they're like, we're so disappointed in both of you. And I was like, oh, disappointment is the one thing I don't want.
Yeah.
I'm like, anything else. You could tell me anything else, but to tell me you're disappointed, it's the worst. And so I felt so bad that she got, and they're like, we're not going to tell your parents, that's on you. And so I felt so bad that she got punished so harshly that I instantly went home and ratted myself out. And I sat my parents
Amateur.
down. Yes, I sat them down at the kitchen table and I was like, Mom and Dad, I need to sit you down. And they're like, okay. I was like, please sit at the kitchen table.
And what age was this again?
I'm like 16,
Okay.
15, 15. Yeah. And I sat them down at the kitchen table and I said, I need to tell you something. And they're thinking it's something really bad because I'm like, I need to sit you down. And I said,
I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I snuck out last night at Brenna's house, and it's not the first time I snuck out. We have snuck out multiple times. And she got caught and she's grounded for 2 months. And I just wanted you to know we didn't do anything bad. We just, went and hung out with friends. And they're like, thank you so much for telling us, Jasmine. Because of your honesty, you no longer have a curfew. You just have to tell us where you're going and, what time you're going to be home. And I was like, what? Are you...
Wow, plot twist.
I said, are you kidding me? I was like, no, punish me. I need to be punished too. And they're like, no, like you are always honest with us. You just came and told us this. You didn't even have to say that. Like her parents weren't going to tell you, but you did. Or, tell us, but you did. And so, yeah, I mean, if that's not a show of their trust in me, I don't know what is. So.
I love the removing everything but the bed from the room. That is hardcore, man. My daughter's friend she's, I think, 13. Her parents, they got into...
Owen's like, I'm doing that.
They were... Well, no, this is funny, though, because we've had to, take her phone away for a week, which sucks for everyone.
Yes.
But her friends got her phone taken away for a month, which is forever for a 13-year-old, right? She's missing all the stuff. And they took her bedroom door off.
Oh, I've done that.
Have you really?
Yes.
I had never heard of that as a punishment.
I've done it to both my kids.
Oh my gosh!
In the last year.
Wow, this is new to me.
You slam my door.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting taken off the hinges.
No, I have other friends that have done that as well.
Okay, yeah. I guess I'm lucky that we haven't had to think of punishments like that with my kids, so I'll give them props for that. But
they don't slam the door anymore.
Well, they don't have one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of slam it. All right. Well, I know.
He's always like, "Where do I get dressed, Dad?" I'm like, bathroom.
This has been so much fun. We are so glad that you finally that Ted badgered you enough to come into the podcast studio here. So
you made us wait a couple months also when you finally put, you're like, maybe I'll forget.
The slow roll.
I did. I know. I'm sorry.
I'm the one who forgets. So now,
Ted, I applaud
the persistence.
Yeah. I mean, you just when are we getting you?
All right. Well, last question. Last question for you, and we'll get you out of here. What's the best way for listeners to reach out to you, support you? Are you looking for anything in your life or business right now that somebody might be able to connect the dots?
Yeah. So I am looking for multifamily that is 6+ units in Omaha, Nebraska. So just 6+ unit anywhere in the metro. So it doesn't necessarily need to be Omaha, but also I'm currently looking into foreclosures in Florida and other properties that I can turn into short-term rentals. So that is kind of my buy box at the moment. And then I'm also hoping to start another business this year.
So okay.
This year or next year?
This 2026.
Okay.
It's going to be released with her new children's book.
Yes, it will. No, it's not the children's book. It's a different business.
And we're going to stay quiet about that.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
All right.
Will this be good enough that we can have you back on and probably, is this like
maybe
newsworthy?
Maybe.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that cliffhanger, let's get Jasmine out of here. She's a busy lady, so she's got some $1 million homes to sell.
Well, Jasmine, it has been exciting seeing you at the meetups. I know that you haven't been a person that's ever come to a REIA, for instance, but you've gone to the caffeine cap rates. Yeah. It's Owen's good looks that tracks everybody at the caffeine cap rates. But honestly, though, it says something because what the content he's putting out is good and it is what people want to hear, and it's high end information. Yeah. And it's been great to get to know you better. Yeah. Like it's just been through passing and real estate transactions that we've had conversations in the past. But I appreciate you finally taking the time. I'm not going to forget when somebody schedules something, it's on the calendar, but appreciate you. And if you guys are looking for a great realtor in high-end real estate investments, Jasmine is definitely a good person to call. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram, and you can Google her or look her up on ChatGPT.
And museums. And soon to be in Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be great.
And I'm excited to hear about the book, and I'll let you know what my daughter says when you send that over. So yeah, I'll give you great feedback. But with that, Owen Dashner, you see us out.
On behalf of REIA Radio, Aiden Bear, and Ted Kosh, I'm Owen Dashner, host of Caffeine and Crap Rates. You've been listening to Jasmine, author, artist, agent, and Airbnb superhost, Greenwaldt. Signing off.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, John, will you make me a flyer that says Caffeine Crap Rates, please?
When you said that, I almost died.
It was awesome.
You're not supposed to say one.
You're supposed to just give the cue. I mean, you think being a professional producer in a TV studio, you would have these moves down.
I hope this gets in the edits.
Next week he's gonna come back with one of those old clappers. That would make us feel a lot more official around here.
All right, let's roll.